Okay, what's going on, y'all? It's Stizzy, back here with Master Detective Archives Raincoat Plus, and last episode I had to do some trimming at the very end of it because I wanted to see if I could get back in the critical lab and inspect Dr. Huesca's computer, without being seen by the Peacekeepers, but spoilers, they see Yuma, and it went a bit long, so I figured I would just cut that part out and just pick it right back up here when he's first entering the antechamber, if you will. So let's get into it and see if we can find any pertinent info that may help us with the case.
I managed to get here without being seen, but there should be more peacekeepers up ahead. I better keep moving and stay out of sight.
Wait, what if some toxic gas is still lingering around? Nah, just kidding.
Don't even joke about that.
I knew it. There are still some peacekeepers. But once I'm at the computer, I'll be in their blind spot.
How are you going to get past them?
I just need to reach the computer without being seen.
This mission is impossible. Master, you gotta make sure you don't get clumsy.
Okay. Last time...
We need to hurry up and check the...
Oh.
All that's left is to check the computer.
I cut him off last time. And he did that last time.
Who's there?
Oh no!
Jeez, I told you not to get clumsy.
You're that terrorist detective. How did you get here? I'll catch you and report to Director Yomi.
Master, you'll have to take a chance in the mystery labyrinth.
Wait, I didn't check the computer yet! I have to do that before going to the mystery labyrinth.
Then what are you gonna do?
What do I do?
Is this the end for Yuma and Shinigami?
Just come quietly. Resistance is futile. What's the matter?
It's Vivia!
Yeah.
Sheesh. What a pain. I want to die someday.
Well, fill that up with some happy juice and then stick it in your neck.
Vivia, you came to help me?
I always like to keep this syringe in my pocket.
He walks around with a syringe. He's like a walking cop magnet.
I know I should leave you alone, but curiosity got the best of me. You are like death itself.
You said that before, but I'm not the death detective.
No matter. I will be a witness to the end. Once you obtain the truth, I'll see if you choose to scream or fall silent.
The only thing I scream for is ice
I know what you
cream.
mean, but you really saved me. And now I can check the doctor's computer.
Okay. Alright, from here on out, I'm going to turn off auto advance.
Let's wrap up this investigation now.
Turn off auto advance because the last time when when Yuma's inspecting the files on the computer, they quite literally flashed up there for maybe a second, if that. And I couldn't read any of them.
It's not locked. Oh, thank goodness.
So I'm just going to manually advance
No
it.
one could enter this room, so you didn't need to set a password.
One thing I like about this is it doesn't even make a sound effect when you press X to advance, like most games do, which is not a big deal, but it's just nice that it's not an annoying sound effect. It's beep beep, just an annoying commentator.
Let's see. Security log, reference folder 1, folder 2, folder 3.
Well, what are you looking at? And what did you find out?
Well, basically, when the security system is turned on or off, it automatically records the date and time in the log. So if someone cut the security and entered this room without permission, it would be recorded in the log.
I'm not into modern machines and stuff.
Huh? What's going on here?
What's wrong?
The only instance of the security being switched off was an hour ago. It hasn't been turned back on since. So... that means this must have been when I used Amapal to disable the security.
Right. So what?
Well, the last time security was cut was 90 days ago.
90 days?
Which means that security was up for at least 90 days before I disarmed it. There wasn't a single moment that security was cut during that time.
Security log. Records show the security system was disabled an hour ago. The last time it was disabled before that was 90 days ago.
This old man was cooped up in here for 90 days? He's a bona fide shut-in!
That's not the problem here. There's no record of anyone coming in and out of this room. There should be a log of the hitman entering before we did. Since there isn't, the doctor couldn't have been murdered here. It's the perfect, impossible crime.
From the looks of it, it appears we have strayed further from the truth. The files are formatted to prevent editing. There doesn't appear to be signs that the log was rewritten.
We've checked the data, but it's just made the crime even more impossible.
And thus, the mystery deepens. Mysterious.
It's not over yet. There could be more secret data. Halara even mentioned it. His emails haven't been deleted. He's been communicating a lot with the same person. One message is fairly recent, too.
Okay, here we go. From X5 percentage ampersand. Wait. No. Ampersand is the at. It's the at symbol. I don't know what the I don't know what the technical word term for the and symbol is, but HKGTA70. Just a bunch of letters and numbers. To Doctor. Doctor, we have trouble. Someone has discovered our deal. You should go into hiding for the time being. From Doctor to same recipient. It appears it's time to call it quits. We've profited enough from this already. It's too dangerous to leak research and confidential information any longer. I shall fully withdraw from here. With this money, I will fund my new research. Okay, so they were leaking info and they're making money off of it. From to Doctor, are the rumors true? You intend to leave Kanai Ward? What rumors? He just sent you an email. Doctor, don't tell me you're plotting to take the research and run. I hope you already know this, but you have nowhere to go. From recipient to Doctor, what's the matter, Doctor? Are you ignoring me? I will not permit any betrayal. I have told you before, but you have nowhere to run. Prepare yourself.
This is...
Quite a suspicious exchange. I'm sure Doctor refers to Dr. Huesca, but who is the anonymous person?
Wait a minute, did he say... Oh, each line is its own box. Did Dr. Huesca actually say he was taking the information? Okay, he didn't say he was taking the research. He was just saying he was going to fund new research with the money they've made from leaking the info. But, yeah, whoever his co-conspirator was must have been suspicious that he was going to make off with the old research.
The address is just random characters jumbled together. It'd be hard to figure out who the person is just from this.
The doctor spoke to a mysterious person about leaking research and confidential information.
Speaking of which, Makoto mentioned something similar.
Well, this is just a rumor, but someone in Amaterasu Corporation is working behind the scenes with Dr. Huesca. I don't know what they're plotting, but if this rumor is true, they must be dealt with eventually.
So his suspicions were right. Searching through the backlog of the emails, this appears to have been going on for over 5 years. But it seems like their relationship soured about 6 months ago. I guess guess the doctor wanted to cut ties.
So the doctor plotted to leave Kanai Ward, and this Anonymous tried to stop him.
It's more like he directly threatened him, if you ask me.
The doctor's email records, the email records of Dr. Weska and Anonymous. There was regular communication between them until just recently.
Could Anonymous be the one who hired the hitman?
Doctor betrayed him, so he sought to kill the doctor. Makes sense.
The doctor didn't shut himself in here just for research. He did it to protect himself.
He felt Anonymous posed a threat, so he barricaded himself in a lab with impenetrable security. That also makes sense.
But he sure didn't act like someone living with a death threat, right?
Either he was that confident in his security, or it was just a facade. Regardless, this Anonymous is very suspicious. If only we could find out who this is.
Even if that person hired the hitman, we still don't know how he got inside.
True, that is the biggest puzzle here. How did the culprit get through such perfect security and murder the doctor? If we don't figure that out, the case can't be solved and our innocence can't be proven.
Huh?
Oh, great. I forgot he got here. Or he came here.
You again?
What are you doing here, Yomi? I work here.
Anyway, were you born just to get my way? Or was this all fated from the very beginning? No. Fate is just an excuse for defeatists. Alright, fine. You're not just some shit in my path. You're an obstacle in the way of my ideals. A piece of trash. Trash must be dealt with properly before you rot and start to stink!
Trash usually stinks on its own.
Yuma Cocoa Head.
I see. I'll make a path through Kanai Ward's sewers with your name on it. Of course, it'll be named after your bones once they're dumped there. Hey! Capture these criminals!
That was an awful threat.
Execute them on the spot!
Shinigami, can you do it?
Of course, Master! We're finally acting like partners! And of course, it's all thanks to my patient training!
To the Mystery Labyrinth!
Alright! Mystery
Boop. I think she just likes doing that while everybody else is still.
This... I see.
It's finally my time.
So this is your true power. Yuma, I knew you were dangerous.
No matter what you say, it's already way too late!
I want to die someday.
Down the rabbit hole we go!
Like, you really didn't have to kick us. We were going to go in there willingly. Although I still have no idea how the killer got in the lab. I mean, I got a pretty good idea how he got out, or he or she got in or got out, but in? That's gonna be fun to try to figure that out. Oop, the mood's souring.
Again with the falling. Why can't it ever be a gentle landing? Oh, Vivia. This is called the Mystery Labyrinth.
So, this place is a physical manifestation of mysteries from the case?
You can tell? Oh, well, anyway, this actually isn't my forte. It's...
Due to the power of death. Her, right?
Huh?
So you really could see me this whole time.
He could?
It's due to my spiritual affinity. Ever since I was young, I've been able to see otherworldly things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My forte was gained through training that innate talent. Though, I wasn't able to see her clearly like this before. I could tell you were talking to some haze following you around, but that was it. Until one day, I used my spectral projection at the agency, and saw that death got clear as crystal. After that, I did some research. I discovered that the WDO Underground Book Vault held something called the Book of Death. And also, that someone had taken it.
Did I take it? Before I lost my memories?
I don't know. Since you're a rookie, I doubt you'd have access to the book vault. Only a handful of people have WDO clearance for that.
Just a handful?
Anyway, you've been using this ability to solve the other cases up till now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, this is also related to the mysterious deaths of all those culprits?
Hey, don't look at me. That's her doing.
This is clearing a labyrinth. The materialization of a mystery causes its true perpetrator to die. If that's the case, you've killed a lot of people with your own hands, Yuma.
A lot of killers.
I didn't really kill anyone. It's just what happens when...
Nope. I may be the one reaping their souls, but the blood is still on your hands.
What? Hey!
No point in pretending to be a goody two-shoes. You're risking your life to solve these mysteries.
I see. So you're determined to do this, huh? Sorry, but I don't think I have that kind of conviction myself. So, I think I'll take a nap here while you go and risk your life.
Hey, Vivi, if we don't solve it, the whole labyrinth will collapse.
Be able to get out.
Is that so?
If you're not with Master when and if he solves the labyrinth, this place will collapse around you. Well, if you don't have any regrets in the real world, you're free to die here.
Regrets? I don't have any of those. But there are still some things I've left unfinished. Especially after you exposed the mystery of this case.
What do you mean by that?
I'll be perfectly clear. I'm just going to tag along. I'll leave the heavy lifting to you.
I don't care what you do, just don't get in our way. Well, Master, let's do the usual.
Right now? But Vivia's here.
Yeah, okay.
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
I am.
He was probably thinking, you know, one of these days I'm going to be sticking the sword back in.
Is that sword for cutting through mysteries? This place must be pretty dangerous.
But it's also fun.
Here you go, Master. Here's your solution key.
Is that key something like a clue for the case? Wow. Looks like you're ready to go.
Could you be more of a doubter? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you. So let's go and unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Let's hunt down this culprit who preys on the truth.
We have to walk? This is unbearable.
Come on! You're bumming me out here.
I thought you were going to ignore him.
More shenanigans await.
Say, Vivia, do you remember anything about the case?
You mean Dr. Huesca's murder? Or are you talking about when Chief Yako was attacked?
Huh? You remember? Everyone else that came here lost their memories.
That's pretty rare. Must be because of his whole spiritual thing.
So the others lost their memories. That's why no one remembers this death god.
How rude of them. It's thanks to yours truly that those cases got solved.
That reminds me, I used my coalescence with Fubuki before Vivia. But Vivia is the only one who came into the mystery labyrinth.
I guess coalescence got overwritten. Maybe it only takes the most recent ability. I don't know either.
You don't know? But coalescence is your power, Shinigami.
Relax, will ya? Minor detail.
You would have been better off with Fubuki. She would have been far more useful for this case.
And she's nicer to look at.
No one can use their forte here.
Oh. So now I really don't have to do anything. Thank goodness. What a relief.
I want to.
Jeez, you ever think your lack of motivation could be contagious?
Hey,
I wanted to see his running animation. Oh, he. Gosh. I had a feeling he would do the Naruto run. You know, I don't know if running during the dialogue actually shortens the time or not. It's obviously an elaborate loading screen, but
Ooh, there's that mystery!
who's that mystery?
I told you to stop surprising me like that.
I thought this labyrinth would only require your wits. But it looks like it's going to take more than that, Yuma.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of wits, so he doesn't have a choice.
Still putting poor Yuma down.
Huh? Why didn't a problem appear?
Not only was there no problem, no choice appeared either. Master, maybe you don't even know which mystery to start with to solve this case.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns. I'm honestly feeling lost right now.
Come on! You gotta know where to start with this stuff, or you won't be able to solve a single thing! Let's decide that for now. What's the first mystery of this case?
The first mystery is the fact that Dr. Wesker was murdered in a completely locked room with no way in or out. The doctor was located deep in the critical lab, behind layers of security. And yet, he was found stabbed to death. We were the first to discover the body. At the time, we were controlling the robot, Amapel. because of that, we were thought to be the culprits. But we obviously aren't. So how did the culprit get in and out of the doctor's lab? That's what I don't know.
But the culprit is definitely the hitman, right?
I think so, but I'm not absolutely sure. Besides, even if the hitman did it, there's the question of who hired him. But there's no doubt the hitman stabbed Chief Yako. That's the only thing I'm absolutely certain about.
Oh, are you? Hey, how'd you guys get here?
Kanai Ward's garbage. What are you doing here?
Yomi Hell's Smile.
So the director of the Peacekeepers is here.
Yeah, but he's just part of the Mystery Labyrinth.
I figured. In other words, he's a monster created from the Labyrinth, right?
Right.
You pieces of shit. You're disturbing the peace of Kanai Ward!
This guy doesn't seem like an easy opponent.
But we have no choice. For Chief Yako. For everyone.
He's got a gnarly design.
You killed Dr. Weska, didn't you? Turn yourselves in so I can torture you to death!
Of course, I don't know if the symbolism really matches because he's not really two-faced in real life. He's got just pretty much one mode, and that's psychopathic peacekeeper. Okay.
You're the ones who killed Dr.
Wait a minute. Let's look at the clues here. Security power supply. The critical lab security system operates on a separate power system than what is managed in the electrical room. Yeah, that's right. There was a blackout on the main part and through most of the floor, but as far as we know, I don't think the power went out because I don't think it was logged in the system. Let's see. Toxic gas properties. Toxic gas is bacterial, so regular gas masks are ineffective against it. It takes about 30 minutes after exposure for the toxins to spread, and death is certain. Shoe print on Amapal's head. In the critical lab, there's a shoe print on Amapal's head. Okay.
You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab. And then murdered him inside.
Where?
Until you actually entered the lab, the security system for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active. In other words, no one can enter
Oh,
the
that was a
doctor's
dodge.
lab. There couldn't be an intruder.
Maybe this one, actually. Yeah. Yeah, there was someone in there.
When the body was first discovered, Amapal was about to enter the doctor's lab. But something bumped into it and knocked it over. In fact, there was a mark on Amapal's head, like someone kicked it. That mark wasn't there when we borrowed it. It's proof that someone else was in the lab.
You call that evidence? Is bullshit the only thing that comes out of that mouth?
No, that is evidence.
Don't make me laugh. Shit.
Oh, it's repelling.
There was an intruder?
Might have to pick the right one.
And in fact, you proved that yourself.
My claim doesn't hold up. What do you mean? We proved there wasn't an intruder.
You still don't understand? Don't make me laugh.
Alright, lab map. A floor plan of the lab. It was supposed to be a top secret file, but it was found hidden up behind a house plant. Yeah, I wonder if the guy who stabbed the chief put it there. Excuse me. Airlock decontamination device. This device exists to prevent leakage from the toxic gas chamber. The lid is barred, but has a hinge to make it easy to open and close. Panel chamber decontamination device. Unlike the decontamination device in the airlock chamber, the cover of the one in the panel chamber cannot open or close. Okay, let's go with airlock decontamination. What the?
By the time you arrived at the scene, there was no one else, right? There's no place to hide in the critical room.
Yes, there is!
This mystery. There's a hiding spot. It's inside the airlock's decontamination device. The vents cover can be easily removed, and there's just enough space for someone to fit inside. If they hid inside the decontamination device, we wouldn't have seen them when we arrived at the scene.
So what? You've got it all wrong anyway. Everything is wrong. Your existence is all wrong. Have fun chasing that fake truth you found.
Alright, we will.
We managed to defeat him this time, but it's not over yet.
He sure is persistent, huh?
Anyway, there's no doubt someone else was inside the doctor's lab. So let's unravel each mystery one at a time.
All right, we'll get it this time.
Come on, why does it have to be so sudden?
Okay, now that we've wedged our way into this mystery, we just gotta head through the labyrinth and reach the truth!
Was there an intruder? This seems so simple that I'm kind of expecting a rug to be pulled out. It's almost like it's too easy. It's like it's a trick question or something. Oh, you better not say you don't know which to pick. The mystery's just getting started. No slip-ups here, Master. No. Yes, there was indeed an intruder.
Right here!
We're just now getting to the point. What a pain.
Hey, don't sigh. This is a good thing.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's head inside.
That did seem like an unnecessary obstacle the Labyrinth created. Like, we know there's an intruder.
For sure. We know someone bumped into Amapau.
The culprit probably hit Amapel on their way out. After that, they must have intended to leave the lab. But they couldn't because we were in the front chamber. So they hid inside the decontamination device to avoid us.
So, if you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene, you would have caught the culprit then and there.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they were in there.
It's super lame to make up excuses, Master.
It's not an excuse.
Hey, you didn't think of it either.
It is true. If I had thought about why Amapal was knocked over at that time, I would have realized the culprit was in there. We could have waited in ambush to search for them. And if I'd caught the culprit then, Chief Yako wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Master, wallowing in regret is even lamer. If you have time for that, you have time to keep going.
Right.
She's being a dick, but she's not wrong.
Really? Another fork in the path.
How did the culprit enter the lab?
We're finally at the central question. This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible murder.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read a book or something.
You can bring your own stuff into the mystery labyrinth?
He's just special.
I guess if it was in your pocket, because they bring their clothes too, but... before we answer that, I actually want to take a look and see if I can level up any. Let's see, remove 2 solution keys, Shinigami barf up, and solution key selection sequences, remove 2 incorrect solution keys. Okay, what do I got, 7? In reasoning deathmatch sequences, remove 1 incorrect solution key. Yeah. That is very, very good, so I will equip that. I still got some memory to play with. I think, and I may be eating my words later, because this mystery is pretty tough and I may take a lot of damage, but I think I have enough vitality to get through it. Yeah, and this is what this whole branch is, so... just pretty much this tree left. Let's see. Move 2 incorrect solution keys. Okay, yeah. It would be nice, but now I'm out of it SP, so. Starting to come together and look like a real detective. Okay, how did the culprit enter the lab? What say you, Vivian? I'll leave it to you to solve this one, Yuma. Yeah, I don't think we can expect much from him.
Come on!
Show that good-for-nothing anemic vampire what's up with your killer deductions, master. Okay. Invited in by the doctor? I highly doubt that. He was apparently fearing for his life. And also the security logs showed that the security system had not been deactivated for 90 days before Yuma and the gang deactivated with Amapal earlier, so I don't think it was that. Never entered it in the first place. Well, would have gotten in somehow. Otherwise, how are they going to kill him? Okay. Deactivated security by cutting power. I swear it says somewhere. I don't know if it's a solution key, but I feel like someone said that power is separate and that the power had not gone out for the critical lab. Sorry, I was reading that as well at the same time. Sulfuric acid. Yeah. As we've learned, not every single solution key will be used in a mystery labyrinth, and I don't think it'll be any different here. Let's see, file. Okay, yeah, critical lab security system operates on a separate power system than what is managed in the critical electrical room. So yeah, even if power went out for the rest of the floor, critical lab should have been alright. Right after the blackout, researchers near the electrical room went inside to turn the power back on. At the time, they witnessed a dark silhouette pass through the shadows. The researcher claims it must have been the hitman, although the identity of the figure is unknown. It's certain a suspicious person was near the electrical room right after the blackout. Power was only out for a few seconds, wasn't it? How could he have turned it off and then run all the way back to the, the chambers to sneak into the critical lab? Okay, it's not what else is piece. I'm a pal. Quite a bit there, but I don't think it pertains to this question. Security log, whenever the security system is turned on or off, the day is automatically recorded. Records show the security system was disabled an hour ago. It has not been turned back on since. Human company used Amapal to disable the security. The last time it was disabled before that was 90 days ago. In other words, until Yuma and Company disabled it, the security system had been running without issue for the past 90 days. Okay, I don't think it's in any of these solution keys, but I swear I heard that. I'm pretty sure I'm not making it up. Never entered in the first place. I'm starting to think, I wonder if he actually got in thanks to us. I mean, when they used Amapal to go through all the security and open the door. And I thought about this earlier, but I'm not sure if anybody said, like, if the different chambers with security measures will deactivate when somebody gets through them. Like, if the gang uses Amapal to get through the toxic gas chamber into the panel room, does that automatically mean that the vents, pouring out the toxic gas deactivate so that somebody could potentially go behind them? Or, oh, here's another idea. So, and this is just spitballing. Where is it? Okay, so we got the footprint. So we know someone at least kicked it, or and this is probably wrong, but I just had a brain wave. So I think it says here somewhere. Yes. Amapal has a load capacity of 100 kilograms and is durable enough to withstand most falls. Now, I'm not sure exactly how much 100 kilograms weighs because I'm a freedom-loving American. And I use the imperial system. But I can go on my handy-dandy calculator, go to my unit converter, go to mass, type in 100 kilograms is approximately 220 pounds. So that would be enough for a fairly good-sized man. And a more than good-sized woman. So, here's a crazy thought. What if somebody was waiting in the ventilation duct in the decontamination chamber, and then when Amapal strolled by, they stood on it so that they could somehow get through? But no, that'd make sense too, because they would have died in the toxic gas room. The only reason he was able to get through Amapal, that is, because he's a robot. Obviously not affected by the toxins, but even a human who would be riding on him would be. So I wonder if it is something as simple as when somebody goes to the toxic gas chambers, another person could just be going right behind them. Like the killer could have been waiting until the toxins got filtered out in that chamber and was able to go through, and then was just like standing in the doorway while Amapao was going through the. But oh gosh, you know, that doesn't make any sense either, because Amapao in the panel chamber was turning every which way, and they would be able to see the door clearly. And if somebody was standing there like, "Hello, what's the code to get in the room?" Unless they were just right outside the door. I don't know. I kind of want to pick this one. I'm not 100% convinced by it. It's either this one or deactivated security by cutting power, but...
Right here.
Okay, yes, nice.
Culprit never entered? But you said there's no doubt the culprit was in there.
Perhaps the intruder is not the culprit after all.
So you're saying that the doctor committed suicide? If the doctor committed suicide, then the culprit wasn't the intruder, but the doctor himself.
But if the doctor did it, there would be no intruder. The doctor was already in the lab.
No, did I choose wrong? Oh.
Huh? A trap?
Guess you were wrong, Yuma. Well, I already knew that before you entered.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
You wanted me to tell you? I should have said so earlier. People only grow by learning from past mistakes, which is why I purposely...
Master, we have to get out of here!
Hey, it's the statues from Dragon Quest.
Use logic to show how this fruit is the wrong one!
All right, I'll try.
Okay, why is the doctor committed suicide not correct? I mean, is this... There are 3 stab wounds in them. Yeah, it'd be very hard to stab yourself in the back once, much less 3 times. As a fish being cut over, whereas master also room, there's plenty of flee. Yeah, I would say since he was planning to leave, he would have no motive to kill himself. Oops, maybe not.
I won't make it in time.
Whoa, there we go. Honestly, I'm gonna go and say it. I think both of these could apply, but obviously, they're talking about how it physically he could not commit suicide.
That's right. The doctor was stabbed 3 times in the back. One stab would have indicated that he held the knife in place, then fell on it to kill himself. But he couldn't have made 3 wounds like that. There's no way it was a suicide.
So are we just gonna go back to that last room we were in?
Well, I may have messed up, but at least we got a little closer to the truth.
Maybe, but if you hadn't messed up in the first place, you wouldn't have to come up with such a lame excuse.
I know. I'll do better next time.
Oh. Okay, so... Is that where other solution keys come in? Like, because it seemed like during some Labyrinth runs there were a lot of solution keys that didn't get used, but maybe that's why. Maybe if you choose the wrong door, you got a reason why it's incorrect and what the truth really is. Okay, well let's go with deactivated security by cutting power. I'm not even really sure about this one either, but I don't think it's invited in the doctor. He was a very paranoid, suspicious individual. Plus, like it said, the security hadn't been cut off for 90 days.
The culprit used the blackout to slip past security and into the lab. That answer is pretty simple. Almost too simple.
wrong too? Again?
No need to worry, Yuma. I don't mind it at all if we can't find a way to move forward.
Sheesh. Even I'm losing motivation. You can take care of this on your own, can't you, Master?
Stop mimicking him.
Let him influence you?
Why is deactivated security by cunning power not correct? Security log was turned off for all today's automatically recorded. Yeah, because it would have recorded whether if the security system was turned off due to power failure. But I think it's the power supply. Yeah.
The doctor said the critical lab was on a separate grid, and the lab switchboard wasn't in the electrical room. The security wouldn't shut off, even if there was a blackout in the building.
Well, at least we're getting to use up all these solution keys.
No excuses, Master. Do it again.
You're tired, Yuma. Why don't you lie down for a bit?
Resting here wouldn't help me at all.
Yeah, let's just rest on this corrugated steel panel. Well, looks like it's the one that I thought was not the case. Invited in by the doctor. I still want to know how it got they're going to explain the turning off security not being logged.
The doctor invited the culprit in? But why?
Things are so muddled now because we're assuming the culprit forced their way inside. If the culprit was invited to the lab, then he easily would have been able to enter.
Ah, so you think the doctor disabled the security? He wouldn't need it if he was expecting a guest.
Right, but it still would have been logged in, which it wasn't.
Huh? What? This was the last route!
This labyrinth is a tricky one. It's like one of those old detective novels. Perhaps you're the real culprit, Yuma.
You found me out.
Really, Master?
Of course not!
You know too much.
We need to get out of here!
Okay, so this is the bit we're going with these three rooms. Why is invited in by the doctor not correct? Lab map. Yeah, security log.
The log on the doctor's computer didn't show any signs of security getting shut down. If that's the case, he certainly didn't cut security just to let someone in.
That's right.
What's going on? Were all three routes wrong?
I wonder what it means.
How dare the game makes me mistrust my own, question my instincts. Which, in fairness to it, they're wrong half the time, or probably more. Oh, look, we didn't see that fourth door until now.
The door!
I get it! Since we proved that every possibility was wrong, a new one has appeared!
Interesting. The mystery labyrinth not only materializes the case, but also changes based on your investigation.
Right. Something felt off about those other routes. It's almost like we were forced to choose the wrong way.
But by eliminating each wrong answer one by one, you opened the path to the right answer.
You sound disappointed.
Who cares? Let's just see what's in the final route!
Ugh.
They use spectral projection to enter and kill him?
I know it.
The culprit is... I can't believe the culprit entered the labyrinth with us. That's never happened before. How dare you trick me! There is no escape! Once the mystery labyrinth is solved, the culprit will be judged! Master, let's finish up this mystery labyrinth and boom kill this dude!
What? Hold on!
It's not right either. He can't influence physical objects while in spectral projection. Bah.
Huh? Another trap?
That's why I said to wait. There's no way Vivi is the culprit.
Then prove it and beat this thing! I won't be convinced until you do!
Oh, look at that one near the door. He's so much smaller than the other ones. Yeah, it's ghost form traits. Yeah, you cannot touch anything while using spectral projection. Yeah, you can't take over somebody else's body and make them kill it.
To begin with, nothing can be touched while in ghost form. He couldn't have held the murder weapon, the knife. So it's not possible that he stabbed the doctor. Now do you trust Vivia?
Master, I've said this 1,000 times, but a detective must suspect everything.
Don't cover up your embarrassment.
It's his fault for being so sketchy. The way he looks, how he talks, everything is super suspicious.
The way he threatens his colleagues.
I do try to stay out of sight.
Anyway, let's go back.
If he's not the culprit, then we're back to square one.
Let's try going back to the fork in the path. Maybe something else changed.
Maybe it did. But, this one's going a little bit long. I think I'm going to call it here. Probably won't have enough time to see if anything's changed and if there's another question on how the culprit got into the critical lab. So, we'll call it here while we're in the infinite, or seemingly infinite hallway. And I'll pick it up right here next time. Thanks for tuning in this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Till then, y'all take care.